Okay. So, hello everyone. We are live on Facebook now, and maybe in a bit we're going to be live on YouTube as well. So, how is it going? I see people already commenting on YouTube, and let me check with Facebook. How is it working now? So, how are you guys? Perkele, yeah. Already. Okay. So, yeah, this is the 8th episode of the Saturday night lockdown. And thank you very much for following us so far in this new endeavor. Thanks, Francesco, for directing the whole thing. Thanks, Mike from Nuclear Blast for the help. Thanks, Happy, for the designs and every flyer. And yeah, we are actually ready to go. Today is going to be a great episode. We have two incredible guests. A guy from Finland. You already guessed who is it. Actually, is we tour with them several times with Insomnium. We met them several times in the festivals. They are nice dudes, brothers from up north. And after Niilo, we're going to have Brian from the Black Dahlia murder, very early in Detroit. But he's so nice that he woke up and is going to stay with us for 45 minutes after Niilo. Just a quick thing for FLESHGOD fans. Yesterday we announced that we canceled the North America tour with the string quartet. Thank you for all the support, for all the positive vibes, for all the positive words, comments, concerns, whatever. Thank you very much. And we, as I said in the video message, we already rebooked a new tour for early 2021. So hope to be back to United States and Canada in in a few months. With less restrictions and to have, to party together finally. Maybe it's not going to be like a normal situation, but it's going to be definitely better than now. All right, so let's get it started. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Niilo.
Hello.
Hey, bro.
Greetings
how are you
from
doing?
Finland.
Ciao. Perkele.
Perkele, ciao. Bella, bella.
All right. So, how is it going in Finland right now?
Well, it's nice and warm weather. Almost feels like summer. Maybe the first really warm day, the whole spring, and people are outside walking, enjoying themselves, and it's a nice spring day in Finland.
That's good. I mean, with the restrictions, how is it working there so far? Because we've seen that in North Europe, for example, Sweden had very low restrictions. They didn't do like a proper lockdown, more or less. They did it, but it wasn't definitely like here. Like here in Italy, it was extreme, at least. How was it in Finland?
I think in Finland, Denmark, Norway, it was about the same.
Okay.
So Sweden was an exception here.
Okay.
And well, let's see when this is over that which country did it best. But at the moment, the situation in Finland is pretty good. All the ratings are dropping all the time. So we are lowering the restrictions. And a week from now, all the bars and restaurants going to be opened again. So it's almost back to normal life. But let's see. If the virus starts spreading again, of course, then we have to change the plan.
Again.
So nobody knows, of course, how it goes. But at the moment, it's really good situation. Like, I don't know anybody who's had the disease. So
okay,
it's pretty good in Finland.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, yeah, it's good to know that everything, most likely in Europe, that things are going better Okay, here in Italy, it's actually going better, and it was one of the worst country in the world. We just got from the news that Brazil is in a disastrous situation right now. We have mixed informations like from the United States. We're going to ask Brian later. We sit in the United States right now. They live in big countries. These are big countries, so it might be very different from zone to zone. Here, I said it several times. In my area, it's pretty fine. It's very, very safe. But up in the north, that it's still a complicated situation. It's not like before, but we have to be very, very careful and just keep going on with this kind of precautions. I think it's the right word, with masks and social distancing and stuff like that. We got also some lifted restrictions for the shows, but I don't think many shows are going to happen anyway. Like, it's still too complicated, or it's very expensive to set up a show and have only 100 or 200 people in. You have to rent like a big club and put only 200 people in. So let's see what is going to happen. And yeah, but we will make it somehow. I think next year is going to be a little bit better. Also with the vaccine and some other stuff is going to help. And also people, they're going to be more confident to go out to the shows. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it takes some time before people will come to the shows. So even if it would be allowed, many people will think that is it safe, and so let's see when we'll get back to normal life. But I know that some festivals in August in Finland, they are still hoping that they could do their thing, but let's see if people will show up, or how can they do it so that people are not close to each other and there are no queues and there are no, I don't know. How is it possible?
Here they have like limitations, like an amount of people that are allowed to go to the show, and that's it. Like 1,000 people, I think, for the open airs, and 200 people for club shows, which is bullshit. It's no promoter or booker can actually make it happen without losing a shitload of money. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
So that's the point. And like, even if we have new rules, it doesn't mean that it makes sense to tour or to book shows. I mean, it makes sense for the bands to go on tour, but we are not setting up the shows by ourselves. We always need partners that do it for us. So
of course,
it's complicated. All right, so I've seen a lot of people already writing and saying hi, hello from Brazil, Norway, people from all over the world, Ohio. I see Brian dancing in the other window. All right, Janina say, hi Niilo, great to see you again. Can wait for the next week for the virtual concert. Yeah, because you are one of those bands that tried first this live streaming thing, the concert streaming thing. How did it work for you the first time? I know it's a very
yeah, I can talk about it.
It was the first time was tricky, you said.
It was. Well, after we got home from USA and the tour got cancelled, of course, we thought that, okay, we have to try something. And all the local crew people here, everybody were in the same situation, that all the shows were cancelled. Nobody had job. So the local sound guys and light guys thought that they want to try to organize a live stream thing. Of course, we said, why not? Let's try it. And our own sound engineer, Sami, was one of the main guys organizing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
and both Insomnium.
Hi, Sami.
Hi, Sami, if you're watching. Omnium Gatherum and Insomnium, both bands played there, and the stream worked well. The signal left from the building perfectly, but then this streaming service provider company did not deliver. So they promised that, okay, it can take 10,000 people, no problem. But actually when 2,000 people were in, it crashed. So it didn't work. And I'm not blaming anybody in Finland. Like, we did our best. The production team did their best. And we all thought that this company can actually
do it,
make it work as they promised. But then it crashed. So people couldn't see the stream live. But next day it was available, the whole show, and it was there for 1 week. And our fans were really like understanding. They knew that there was really nobody to blame here. We tried our best. The whole production team, everybody did their best. So there was only some refund that people wanted to have. So most of the people,
but they could watch. They could watch. The people that purchased the tickets could watch the video the day after, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, for 1 week it was available. So it was there for 7 days. And, yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah, it's a bummer because it's the first time, but at least you tried. I mean, you know,
you have to try.
And now you have another one, actually, with another company that is going to make it work. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, yes. It's another company. They've done it for a long time. Okay. So they have been doing live streams for years. And of course, before this whole madness started, live streams were only a small thing. But they had the technique and ability to do it. And already some big mainstream Finnish artists have done it with the same company, and they've had a lot of people there and no problem at all. So I'm confident it will work now next week.
Come on. Is that gonna be the again with you and Omnium Gatherum, or only you guys?
Only Insomnium this time.
Only Insomnium. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And seeing people from Arizona now saying hi. Some people from Mexico, Malaysia. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Texas, Kentucky, Bangladesh. A lot of people. All right. So and also here, for example, some guys commenting here in the USA, many jobs are lost. This is the other aspect of all this pandemic problem, and that scares musicians as well, because when we're gonna restart going on tour, how is it gonna be, economical wise? Many times I said that I'm naturally optimistic. I really hope that maybe I'm also realistic. I think that metal fans are very, metal is not just many other genres in music. It's something that you just don't listen just for entertaining. You are usually metal fans are more dedicated and supportive with the bands that listen and buy. That's why I think that also the genre in general in time suffer a little bit less than other genres, like at least other underground genres. Okay. So I'm pretty confident that the metalheads are gonna come to the shows, and they are still actually showing us all their love and support, because they are buying a lot of stuff in official stores and buying music, listening to music. I want to discuss about this with Brian later. I mean, like, they charted number 4 in the Billboard, which is unbelievable. It's incredible for an extreme metal band to chart this high, and this is because of fans. They still go on buying and support the music, the death metal, extreme metal. So it's I'm confident. But what are your expectations? What do you think is going to happen? Is it going to be like before, better, worse? What do you think?
Nobody knows, but I agree that metal fans are really loyal, and
loyal. Perfect word.
Metal is not going to disappear anywhere. The fans will be there waiting. The bands are waiting to get back on the road. And once we get back to normal, or some kind of new normal, I'm sure that we're going to have metal shows and maybe even more metal fans. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I'm not worried about this genre, that what will happen to metal. We are not dependent on trends. Metal will survive. I'm sure about that. And also, like when we came back from USA and we had financial problems and we talked openly about them, and we had this fundraising thing also.
Yeah.
And actually, on top of that, people bought our albums from our own web store so much that actually our album was number 3 on Finnish charts like half a year after its release. So it came back to the charts and was number 3. So people were really buying us stuff and helping us. So
that's incredible.
Fantastic. Yes.
Yeah. So thank you guys for helping us so much. We are very supported as well. We feel very lucky to. Actually, we worked a lot we toured a lot. We made a lot of sacrifices, and all these sacrifices are paying off now. But still, nothing of all this would have happened without fans. And so I'm very, very thankful and grateful for this. So thank you very much. Talking about support, did you like the design, the little caricature that Abby made for you?
Yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah, I always do this commercial spot for her, because she's a very young artist from UK, and she has a Patreon, and she makes this incredible design, super cool. Everybody can ask for one, and if you want to support her, she has this Patreon, as I said, which is www.patreon.com/AbbyStabbyArt, and look for her on Patreon, on Instagram, and support her as much as you can, because she's super nice. She's helping us a lot with these flyers and all the show. So thank you. Also made me look very professional in the in the flyer, the original logo. So that's great. So yeah. All right. So let's read some comments, because we are talking too much. We are. All right. So Matthew said COVID tried to destroy the metal, but the metal had its mask. Tenacious D. All right. These are Arvo said that the old plugs have ended. That's true. All right. So don't get scared about going live again. No. Nobody's scared. We really actually can't wait. Do you have plans actually? Because I read that you had this tour with Eluvesce. Is that still on, or you have to cancel as well? Give me this scoop. Come on.
Well,
negative scoop. Actually,
it should be in USA in September and October. So I don't know, but it doesn't look good. Like how realistic it would be to even get a visa now. I don't know if that's possible even.
Is your visa expired already?
Yeah, I think we should apply for a new one. And it might be impossible to tour this year in the USA. But of course, we're making new plans all the time. And I think at this point, it's the only way to go. You just have to book a tour somewhere and hope for the best and see what happens.
What we've done is technically book gigs, like reserve gigs, and then see, because it's the only way. It's impossible to plan. And for us, it was disastrous. after 1 year working on the tour with the string quartet. It was also the biggest tour we ever done in the biggest club. It was super, so at first we tried to postpone just to kind of save all this work that has been done. Just we thought, okay, let's move it, because at first it didn't look that bad actually. So we thought that maybe it's something that after the summer is gonna be over, but we didn't consider, or maybe we, as I said, we weren't aware of how bad it was, and so now we had to count. Nobody was. So now we rebooked this new gigs, but we still don't know what kind of tour is gonna be. All right. So this guy's Francesco. I'm praying for a collaboration with Niilo, possible in the future. Of course. Why not?
Of course.
Some perkele here and there in FLESHGOD is welcome.
Bella to Insomnium.
Yeah. Finnish pizza.
With pineapple.
With snow. Niilo, your show in Tampere was awesome.
Thank you.
And this guy is for sure super Finnish because it's called Joni Pulkkinen. So
that's a Finnish name.
Definitely. Masami Aida, who is top fan of all the bands that we know. Do you like Japanese woman or Finnish woman?
That's a difficult question.
Tricky.
That's a very tricky. Finnish.
You go for Finnish.
The man knows where he has to live.
Yeah.
But difficult questions.
What?
Difficult questions.
Yeah.
Tricky.
All right. So perkele everywhere. I like Nightwish. As well.
Who wouldn't?
Maybe a tour together with FLESHGOD and Insomnium. We did it. Whoa, when was it? 2014, 16?
15. I think it was 15.
15. 14.
14, was it? Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
from 14. The director said that it was 14.
November, December 14, yes.
We
should do it again.
We should do it again, yes.
We should. We had stamina with us.
A lot of girls. First time for FLESHGOD. We weren't prepared for that. It was like, fuck, unbelievable, We just had like very stinky old school metalheads, with very long beards and leather jackets, and then all of a sudden boobs, and we were like, wow,
what is it?
Unbelievable. Wow.
Okay.
Is that possible? Yeah, that was super cool. Very cool. What about Turkey, Istanbul concert? Complicated right now, let's say.
Very much.
Yeah, pretty much not that easy. But yeah, we do this live streaming concert. We are trying actually to do a live streaming concert as soon as possible because our drummer lives in Vienna. So we have this issue. We have to fly him in, and as I said, the restrictions here are a little bit lifted, but not enough to have people coming from abroad. So let's see what is going to happen. Hi, Anthony. There's a lot of people here. Let's see also Nuclear Blast channel. Funny stream. Thank you very much. We're trying our best. Black Dahlia. Brian is coming in a bit. Don't worry. Shout out from Brazil. All the positive vibes to Brazil right now. Pretty scary situations there. And hope to be back in Brazil as soon as possible. I really love to play South America. It's incredible to play. It's very wild. But last time we've been there was super cool. You go there pretty often, guys, or?
Insomnium has not been there.
Not yet?
No. But actually, we were planning to do it.
Let's do it together. When this is over.
When this is over, we go to Brazil together.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the plan, yes.
Very cool.
But that's one place where we haven't been.
How are the other guys now? Everyone is fine.
Everyone is fine, and everyone is writing new songs and taking it easy. And
But is Bill in Finland or in UK right now?
in UK.
In UK.
And
so
he has his job in the university, but I think he works from home now. Of course, universities are closed, and but everyone is okay.
That's important, especially Pantani.
Yeah, the little one. He rides with his bicycle and
he can. It's one of the few things that he can do now.
Yeah,
without risking, actually. Hope to see you soon. Okay, Niilo, what's your favorite Finnish bands?
Oh,
what are? Because it's bands. So many. You have more than top 3 Finnish band. Come on.
Sentenced was great.
Okay, I agree.
One of our favorites. Well, of course, Amorphis was one band that affected us a lot in the 90s when we started. So those 2 are the most influential for me. And well, let's say Swallow the Sun. It's a really, really good band. Our good friends also. But there are many good bands in Finland. Hard to pick, only 3.
Awesome. But it's very hard. You have a lot of bands up there. You practice a lot. There was a movie in Italy in which there was a guy and he was saying, you know why, all the best metal is in Finland and not in Italy? Because they have a lot of snow, so they have a lot of time to stay home and practice. That's why they have Children of Bodom, and we have like really shitty bands like FLESHGOD. And it was in the movie, and it was great. But we are trying to demonstrate that it's not right. We can stay home even if we have a lot of sun.
Yeah.
And what about Florida, for example? They have a lot of sun, but they also had great metal. So
exactly.
Yeah. Or Brazil. Yeah. Insomnium should come to El Salvador. El Salvador is an incredible place to go. Very beautiful.
We should.
Yeah.
One day when this all is over.
Yeah. Maybe next year. As I said, we are planning to do something in South America next year. We should try to combine and see what is going to happen.
It is a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. People arguing about Nightwish, maybe. Amorphis is my favorite Finnish band too. Yeah, Amorphis are great. And who is this guy? Hi guys. What song you love to play live the most? What's your favorite song?
Or you?
Me? I would say, I don't know, Sugar maybe. It's very fun to play.
Well, I say Winter's Gate because it's 40 minutes long that I don't have to talk too much. I can just play for 40 minutes.
You're a shy guy.
Yeah, I don't like the speeches so much. I prefer to play and mosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I started to play. I started to speak this much when I started this video podcast. Actually, I was like, I always been a little bit concerned about my English, especially but I just fake a little bit with this voice, so it looks more interesting to listen to. But actually,
well done.
When you go to the United States or you go to English, England or places in which they speak English, Australia, it's you feel a little bit, like, okay, my English is going to be, because if you speak English in Germany and you're Italian, they will blame you anyway because you're Italian. But I'm joking, of course. But yeah, it's going to be, now it's going to be easier for me. Or after all this practice talking for all this much with this video podcast.
Very sexy accent already. So
I like my Italian accent.
Oh yeah.
Like it. It sounds like the Family Guy thing with the
yeah.
the salamis, bibbidi boobidi stuff.
Bibbidi boobidi.
Yeah. So, do you still have songs that feels hard to play live? A lot. No, this is sorry. Many of them. Are you just play those songs so much that everything is piece of cake? For you, do you have like very tricky songs to play live, especially for you that you play and sings together? So
yeah, there are some parts which are tricky to sing and play at the same time. So
and what
there are, and sometimes I have to make the bass line a bit easier that I manage.
I call it pretend.
Yeah. So some parts are tricky, of course.
Yeah, they're gonna be forever.
Yeah, exactly. No matter how long you practice, they're gonna be tricky anyways.
It's here.
Yeah,
it's in your mind. Yeah. So no worries. It's gonna be tough forever. So
forever.
It's gonna be tough for us, and it's gonna be tough for you with your songs as well. So I love to play the song Black Sabbath. Very cool. Good for you. All right.
Sure.
So beer o'clock, but he is drinking water, I guess, unless it's vodka. I don't know.
it's water.
I don't have much to drink. What is the favorite thing to do during this lockdown? What did you do during the lockdown?
Well, I've been composing new music, and when I want to relax, I play some computer games and stuff like that. Try to work out a little bit, go outside.
Was that easy for you to write during this lockdown? I felt a little bit weird when I tried,
Writing new music?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been pretty productive. Like, especially the first 2 weeks when we came home from USA and we had to be in quarantine. So I couldn't even see my kids. So I was just 2 weeks home by myself and just doing music for 2 weeks, and actually I produced some.
Did you spend the quarantine at home in a different room, or it was like?
No, like my kids live 2 blocks from me, so I have my own apartment.
Okay.
So I only saw them outside for 2 weeks, just for being sure that I don't have it, and I didn't. But
okay.
I actually kind of enjoy being by myself and just playing, creating new music. It's kind of refreshing, and I like to work by myself anyway. So I'm sure that many other musicians are suffering more than me at the moment, because I kind of enjoy working by myself and being home. I like being home. So
yeah, I like it too. Especially, I think that after all this touring, like we did so many gigs and many tours in the last few years, and that this was at least a good moment to take a break from like a very very hectic routine that we had, like doing an album, going on tour, promoting, interviews, and then go back to the studio, stuff like that,
Exactly.
It's not the 80s. It's not the 80s anymore. So
yeah. So also this summer, now that we don't have to do the festival things, but
I'm gonna miss that though, because festivals is pretty easy, and I'm gonna miss the festivals, big crowds, crazy, good stages. It's always cool.
Yes, but now just have to enjoy summer in a normal, like other people's enjoy summer, like taking it easy,
like a regular guy.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Many questions are: do you have a concert you attended to growing up that stays in your memory as a very important or influential one for you? Most important concert you attended?
Well, I remember I was still 17 and Sentenced played in our hometown.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't allowed in the bar because I was too young, but I sneaked in somehow. It was the first time
that behavior was very Italian.
Very Italian behavior. So I was
breaking the law.
Breaking
at
the law.
17.
So I saw sentenced in a front row in a small club. They were still pretty small band back then. It was very nice experience for me. I was so like,
Awesome. Cool. And this other guy, what's your favorite band you haven't had the opportunity to tour with?
FLESHGOD APOCALYPSE.
No, you
and
had.
Black Dahlia Murder.
You had the opportunity to tour with us, both of us.
Yes.
Who is that band that you haven't so far? You haven't had. Sorry, the opportunity to tour with.
Well, would be nice to tour with. I don't know. Opeth would be interesting.
Metallica, Lady Gaga.
Yes.
I would go with Billie Eilish to check if she speaks like she sings. You know, I think she sounds like she just like she's always high. I don't all right. What games are you playing at the moment, Niilo? I have no clue about video games, so this is just for you.
I just bought this new space exploration conquest game, Stellaris. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's really kind of grand strategy in space. I'm trying to get into that. It's quite complex and difficult, but very interesting game. So that's what I play now if I want to relax in the evening. Conquest in space.
All right. Which recently released albums have you listened and liked? Verminous from the Black Dahlia Murder. I loved it, especially because it's super green and it's like with the mix with the fucking title and the photo session and the vibe and the style. Yeah, perfect. I loved it.
And also new stuff from Carpenter Brute, the synthwave artist. I listened to that, some kind of movie soundtrack that they released. Blood Machines was the name of the movie. It was really good stuff. I've been listening a lot of synthwave. I
love the latest Catatonia also.
Yeah, that's good.
The sounds also.
Some new vibes.
Guitar solo. Did the magic. The vocals were. Yeah, Jonas was here last week. Last week. Unbelievable. That guy is unbelievable. Incredible. Like, I really love his vocals. And I also love the new style Whitechapel. The new songs, the ballads. Have you heard the Whitechapel, the latest album?
Check it out.
They have like a couple of songs. They released it, I think it's already over a year, I think. I don't remember when they released that album, but talking about singers that I really liked lately, I really like him. He's doing his cleans now, and I really enjoyed those songs. We did a tour together, and it was incredible to watch him perform every night. Top notch. Favorite Italian wine? I live in Montefalco, very close to Montefalco, so I would say Rosso di Montefalco. What's yours? Do you have a favorite one?
I don't remember the names. My problem, I never remember the wine names. I get so mesmerized.
Well, if you don't remember the name of a wine, it's a good sign. Let's say so.
Yeah. Well, I like red wine.
The new Sinistra album with Tommy Joutsen are incredible. Anna Flisager says so. Francesco and Niilo, do you like animals? Of course, we have kids. I'm joking. Of course, we love animals.
Of course, who wouldn't?
Have had any pets? Yes, I had dogs and cats.
I've had dogs, and we're thinking about getting cats, but let's see.
Okay. What are their names? Do you have any animal right now?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. Okay, I have a cat right now. It's called Fulmine, which means lightning, And my kid gave this name to this cat, and I think it's very, at least in Italian, is a more like a dog name, but it was so confused, maybe. I don't know. Favorite vodka. What's your favorite vodka?
Stolichnaya.
Okay, I agree. I see, you don't see him, but we see him. I see Brian riding up a Smirnoff bottle. All right. So what key skills, traits do you appreciate most in your managers? This is a very weird question, but interesting.
Tricky.
So what key skills, traits do you appreciate most in your managers? I'd say I would talk for my managers. I think that the best thing that they are doing right now is they are, making the band survive and give hopes, actually. Reorganizing, rebuilding from scratch, facing and trying to solve all the issues that canceling tours, brings. Because, from outside, it's actually complicated to have a clean and very clear idea of what is going on in the back, behind the scenes. But when you cancel a tour, it's a disaster. You have like a shitload of cost to cover, no guarantees, no insurances, lost flights cost, you lose visas, you lose merchandise that you printed with tour dates that is waste all of a sudden. So the best thing they're doing right now is, making the band carry on with and trying to fix all these issues that as a band we wouldn't and we couldn't, actually fix by ourselves. What's your opinion? What are they doing for you guys?
Well, we are in a pretty strange situation that we actually don't have a manager at the moment, and
okay.
And we're talking to several people, and let's see what will happen. But we're kind of taking care of most of the stuff by ourselves. And but you really miss someone, like you would have an outside opinion who would see it a bit differently than the band. So if only the band is talking to themselves, you can maybe get lost in arguing about some little details, and you need some outsider who can say, okay, let's do like this, or let's do like that.
For a long time, we always thought that we could do, by ourselves without a manager. That was like, but it's not that easy. Especially when when the band grows and the things are going to be too complicated, especially on the business side, You really need somebody that somehow save your ass. Otherwise, everybody...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but all right. Favorite black metal band? Immortal. Favorite black metal band?
Emperor.
I agree. I say Immortal because they are very, very heavy metal.
They are.
And I really love
Abbath,
especially when he rolls down the hill.
Oh yeah.
That is a new form of headbanging. It's like body bang. It's like something like that. What's the name in English? Windmill, something like that. It's like He did it in full. He did it in full. It's so into his music that he did it in full. I just wanted to just read a couple of last questions for Niilo. Niilo, what's your favorite historical period? Not now. Definitely not now.
That's a very tricky question. Well, I have studied history in university, so that's kind of my passion, and it's really hard to pick just probably like medieval times in general. You can say that's an era that is interesting, and there's a lot of crazy shit going on in different parts of the world during that time. So it's really
you like the medieval, so you might like also these days, because there are a lot of things that are pretty similar. And yeah, and what can you say about Paradise Lost new album? I heard one single and it was great, but I don't know the whole album. Didn't listen to the new album yet.
Haven't heard, but everybody keeps saying it's great.
Okay. Also, before we go on with Brian, every time, when we are about to switch with a new guest, I always ask if you guys have, because I always suggest to the people that watch this show and all the metalheads that support us, I always invite people to support us through buying merchandise in these days, because it's the only way that we can make some money to carry on. So every time we get some money from you because you purchase a t-shirt or whatever, music, it's much appreciated and it's essential to carry on. So do you guys have a store, or you can give a link where they can buy some Insomnium merchandise and stuff like that?
Yes. The name of the shop is Backstage Rock Shop. So if you Google Insomnium merchandise, you will find it. Backstage Rock Shop, our official web store. They have a lot of t-shirts and all our CDs and vinyls and stuff. So if you buy stuff from there, that's the best way to support Insomnium, because we get a much better share of that money than if you buy it from somewhere else.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Awesome. Great. And also, of course, going on, like, listening to the band, buying the music physically if it's possible. I know it's complicated. Now you have Spotify or all these streaming platforms, whatever. I perfectly understand, but still buying a vinyl or, even buy the CD just because you own something physical, it's still a great thing to do and helps the band and helps the labels as well.
Exactly.
So thank you very much, everyone who's sending stars or supporting us right now. And yeah, now you did the tour together. Actually, let me rephrase. I've been on tour with these guys many times, and I really love them. I still remember when back in the days, like early 2000, we were fucking risking our lives going 180 kilometers per hour in our car while listening to Unalloyed. And that was fucking awesome. Good times. We did several tours with these guys, and they are amazing live musicians, super nice dudes. But I have a flirt with one of these guys, let's say, who is one of the nicest guys in the band. I love him. And so please welcome Brian from the Black Dahlia Murder. Ciao, Brian. You're on. Did you expect this incredible? This was more like a love declaration.
I love you, man. This is fun. Thank you for inviting me on. Both you guys, handsome gentlemen. This is a good way to spend the morning.
Awesome. So you did the tour together, right? The last tour we met in it was in Germany in some festival. You remember?
Yeah. I think it was raining a lot that day.
You guys did the tour together. Was that the last tour you did?
Thanks for having us, Niilo.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. It was a great tour. A lot of fun.
Live shows were sick. That was fun.
Yeah.
Listen, but that was the last tour you did, or you did more shows after that one?
I think that was towards the end of the run.
Okay.
I think we had a couple more shows after that, but I think the tour ended December 13th.
Yeah, but after that tour, did you guys do other shows, or you just stopped our live activity?
So we went to South Africa towards the beginning of March, like right before boil over here.
Yeah, I remember. I've seen a picture from Alan that posted some picture of South Africa. Amazing to play there.
It was wonderful.
Yeah,
it was it was the first time we were there, and it was a place we never really thought we were going to go to.
Where did you play? What city?
We played in Johannesburg and Cape Town.
Awesome. So you did 2 shows. You flew from one to one.
Yeah.
Once we were so crazy that once we did the tour in South Africa driving. we did really? We did 7, and it was life-changing because you drive through the villages, and that definitely opens your mind. You see all these townships and everything, it's different world. So it helps you to grow as a man, I think. And I have this, this memory is very clear in my mind. It was exceptional to play there. Super nice people. We've been there 2 times. Once it was this tour, another time was a festival that we played with Epica and some other bands. It was cool. All right, so I'll let you go, Niilo. It's been a pleasure to be with you. Thank you for being with us. And I really hope that all the best for this new live streaming. And I really hope to catch up soon and to go on tour together. Let's keep in touch for this South America run together.
Exactly. And thank you for having me. And you too, fine gentlemen, keep on chatting. And let's see somewhere in the festivals, hopefully soon.
Super perkele.
Super perkele. All right.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Goodbye. Awesome. So now I want you to show me your golden pool after the chart. You ranked number 4 on the chart. That is unbelievable. I think it's overwhelming. What was your feeling when you discovered that?
That it was weird looking at the numbers. Because things have changed a little bit since the last time we put out an album. Right after we put out Nightbringers, they started counting streaming numbers for the top 200. And the top 200 was kind of like, the top 200 was the number that you always kind of like, that was the main number that we were looking to see. And it was kind of like a major drop in positioning this time around because they do count streaming stuff. And I mean, you can't really compete against, huge pop and, rap artists that get millions of streams, every day.
Yeah.
So like, it was weird at first. Like it felt like a, kind of a defeat, but then looking at the actual sales numbers, like of physical things that were bought, being number 4, it's crazy. It's
right now, I think the whole industry is totally unpredictable, but in a positive way for metal, I think. So we get more attention maybe from the web zines and from the media in general. What do you think?
There's definitely going to be people that are groups or companies that are going to, benefit from their people, their audience, their customers just having to sit put for a while. And I don't know if that's what happened with, our album coming out. But yeah, I agree with you. Everything's completely unpredictable at this point right now.
Yeah, it's wild, completely. One guy said here that you are a sick riff makers, and I totally agree. I think that I really love the guitar work in the whole songs of Black Dahlia because it's not because it's very close to my taste. You have a lot of things that they really love in music. There's a lot of melody, even if it's still very aggressive. The harmonic progression in the riffs is always there, so it's not monotone at all. And I really love it. So I just wanted to tell you once again that I really appreciate that you go on making music that I really like.
That means that's very
perfect mix between the things that they really love, extreme death metal from United States and very melodic and tasty death metal like Swedish death metal stuff that I really love. So it's perfect balance.
Personally, that's just a huge compliment, because I'm a fan of yours and you guys and what you guys do. I mean, I jam you guys in the kitchen a lot.
Okay. All right. Thanks, man. This is a great promo. All right. So, what's your favorite death metal band?
My favorite death metal bands, Decapitated, Morbid Angel. The last thing that came out, I don't know if it's necessary, just kind of riding the line, but that Ultimus record.
Ultimus record?
Oh, and yeah, that is awesome.
Okay.
But
you're lucky because you have Trevor, who is a very, very, very big nerd of Trevor. So it's like a death metal pusher. So you have a death metal pusher in the band. So he knows everyone. He knows everything. So whatever.
Back in the day, he made me some really good mix tapes, or CDs rather. It was burning CDs days, but
he's looking. He's now living in New York, right?
Yeah, he's in the shit right now.
Wow. Because you live in Detroit.
Yeah,
like close to Detroit.
Kind of out in the burbs. I'm just outside of Detroit.
Yeah, and how is that? Is it there in Detroit, Michigan?
It's just weird. I mean, there's the places where you can go. The places you have to go to buy stuff, food, the pharmacies. But everyone's pretty masked up, and when there's someone who isn't, everyone's kind of like staring at them, and it's really weird out there.
In New York, there's complete lockdown. It's like Italy, I think.
Yeah, here, I mean, people are still going around everywhere. Like I live in like a neighborhood, and people are walking around. They're walking their dogs and.
But do you wear masks or stuff like that?
I wear a mask when I go into any establishment.
Okay.
Or if I know that I'm gonna have to deal with someone, or talk to them up front, I put a mask on. But like in the home or just in my backyard, no.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And the other guys, so Trevor is in New York. The other guy, I think Brandon is in New Jersey, or maybe he's
New Jersey. Him and his wife are holed up at their place.
Yeah, and then Ellen lives. Where is he?
Max is in Rhode Island.
Max is from Rhode Island, but Ellen is
from the Boston area, but he bought a place in Providence, which is only like a 40-minute drive from that area. So, and then
Ellen lives there.
Ellen's over on the east side here in Michigan. I actually saw him like a week or two ago. He came by to grab some. I keep a couple of our things in storage here, and he grabbed some microphones. He's going to do some videos. We stayed away from each other, didn't touch anything, that we kept up all the, the guidelines, but it was nice to see him.
Yeah, but at least everyone, at least one, sorry, I have a little bit of delay. Yeah, at least everyone is safe.
Yeah.
Nobody had like this virus, or nobody. Do you know anybody that had this virus in Detroit area or not?
No, not personally. Just I mean, neighbors that I talked to from their porch. Someone said they had a friend that had it. My cousin had someone they knew at work that had it, but no one that I've known personally. But it doesn't make it any less weird or, make you feel safer.
Yeah. So Joel asked, do you own a Dean Kerry King Flying V?
No, I don't. That sounds great, though.
Yeah, I think it's a cool guitar.
Like a fun guitar.
Yeah. Absolutely. You are endorsed by Ibanez, I think, now, or you are endorsed by ESP. ESP.
Yeah, I've been playing ESPs for about 20 years now.
So it's a long
I got some guitars from brand X and X, hanging around here and there, but I play
okay. All right. Somebody says that I look like Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Yeah, maybe, but not my wallet, unfortunately. It doesn't look like his. What's your favorite guitar tune and why? We always played B standard. What's your tuning? I think C.
Yeah, we're in C. It just seemed like the right.
You do the same thing. You basically do the same thing. You just drop your strings. You don't play seven strings, right?
Oh yeah, there's 6 strings just tuned to C standard. But lately, my favorite to play is I've just been playing my old SG and E. Just messing around like that. I don't know. It's been fun. You can play, a bunch of songs you just know. And then you can still riff around in the metal stuff, and it sounds funny because it's higher. Work.
All right. So, hello from Portugal. Hello. There's both of you. What's your favorite UK snack on tour?
Oh crap!
That's cool. What's your favorite? I've got. What was? This is tricky. I don't know.
I like the chips, cheese, and gravy that they have at the fish shops. You get like the fries, and then they put a little shredded cheese on it and throw some gravy on it. That's great.
Sounds good. I think it's something like I really like English breakfast.
Oh, I can't do it.
Yeah, I like it. No, you don't do it? You are more like a milk and cereal guy.
I'm not a cowboy. I don't ever want to eat baked beans.
Absolutely. Okay. And this guy, how do you write so many great riffs? How do you write so many great riffs?
I watch too much TV, man. Seriously,
that's the real inspiring thing.
The music that I really get into is all pretty much soundtrack stuff or stuff like music scored for TV. And I know that's really weird, but it's like they have to get in, make you feel something, and get out real quick. And I don't know. It's just what I like. But
cool. Favorite beer?
What's cheap? PBR works for me. That's usually cheap around here, but I also enjoy a good Coors. It lets me know when it's cold enough. What's yours?
I really love when it's very like ice cold Franziskaner, like very heavy German not filter stuff. I like it a lot. What happened to the old guitar player? Maybe he is referring to Ryan. He's super fun, and he lives in Nashville.
Yeah, he lives in Nashville. He's been doing a couple different kind of music projects. He released a solo album that he wrote all the stuff for. It's pretty insane and fun.
I love him. He's super nice dude.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
He's wonderful. And we met them. Last time we've been there, we met him, and it was super, super nice. And I think the first time we've toured together, he was in the band. And the last time we've seen, like, we played together sometimes, and he was in the band still. Also, when you did the tour with Niilo, and we met in Massachusetts at Worcester.
Yeah.
It was there.
Hardcore metal festival.
We did the UK with him, and many times. Yeah, and now you have this beast, you have Brandon, who is a machine.
He is something else.
He's a windmilling all the time and playing solo. Yes, unbelievable, incredible. Yeah. You like Heineken beer? Good for you, man. Your favorite story from Harpo's? Wow. The first time I've been at Harpo's in Detroit, it is a very famous club in Detroit. There was a shooting outside. That's the story, and that's it. That's everything that I remember from the first time I've been there. We were there with Suffocation. It was back in 2010.
Unfortunately, that's not very uncommon in that neighborhood.
Yeah, but that's it. And, but it is what it is. It was a big club. It was very nice to play there. And lately, when we played in Detroit, we were playing at St. Andrews, maybe? It was in the city center.
That tour that we did together about, what was it? It was 2 years ago almost.
It was there. It was there.
We went to St. Andrews, yeah.
It was in front of the OPC, the Robocop. It was there. In front of it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we are so funny. Thank you very much. Any memories from Inferno Festival in Oslo? Did you play there?
Yes.
And was it cool? I guess
it was neat. I just kind of walked around and talked to people. Thought Witchcraft, that was cool. It was warm. It was good weather. I remember that, and it was kind of early in the year for it. So I remember walking around the city a bit.
Okay.
It was a good day.
Yeah, when we played there, and it was great. I love to play. I love that. It was back in 2000, maybe 17, something like that. I think we played that show, and after a few dates, we got robbed, something like that. It was when we got, we got the equipment stolen. It was like a few days after the show we played. We got robbed in Gothenburg, in Sweden. Gothenburg. Well, in 2017, yeah, they stole all our stuff.
They busted open the back of the van, just took everything?
Yeah. They took everything, and, most of the stuff was totally unsellable. So I guess that it's, it's somewhere in the arbor now. They just drop it there because you cannot. It was like, our guitars are like custom made, so it's not that easy to resell the stuff. And everything else was pretty much unsellable because everything was used. So secondhand or stuff like that. So it is what it is. We survived that, and it's fine. Okay. Man, I love Moretti. Yes, it's a very good Italian beer. Okay, so we also have people asking on Facebook. I have to switch from YouTube and switch in Facebook. What's your favorite soundtrack? I think movie soundtrack, I guess.
Favorite movie soundtrack? Crap, man. Fargo. Good, yeah. But I know it's super cheesy, but Trevor Jones did a great job on Cliffhanger.
I love that movie.
That's a good Stallone.
I know. For me, it sounds weird because we are, of course, influenced by a lot of, symphonic and orchestral composer that did a great job in, all the Batmans. I can go on like forever, from Hans Zimmer to,
Hans Zimmer, yeah, he's a great one.
Well, yeah, Williams but you know what? I think that a very cool soundtrack for a movie was Into the Wild by Eddie Vedder, the Pearl Jam singer.
I think I heard a track.
It's a very weird soundtrack made with a lot of typical American instruments and acoustic guitars, basically. So it's very acoustic, and it's incredible. But of course, like we also love a lot of symphonic stuff, and but that is something like so different and very emotional, let's say. Favorite genre besides metal and rock? Favorite genre? I don't know how to say genre.
What's good for like almost any time for me is like gypsy jazz, or like some Django Reinhardt, like, or some Gus Viseur on the accordion. That's music that works anytime, anywhere for me.
Cool. There's people going on Conan soundtrack or the Joker soundtrack. This guy says rip Whitney Houston. Okay. Rest in peace. Of course, she was one of the best singer ever.
Thanks for your voice, Whitney.
Absolutely. Are you into black metal?
I'm not into it like I think most people are. There's some stuff I like. I like a catchy song no matter what genre it is.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, it's funny. I don't know. I don't see a difference between someone that's like way into black metal and then someone that's way into ICP or, sort of stuff, Juggalo stuff. I don't see a difference. People just, digging their shit. But I don't get super wild about a lot of black metal. Some of it just like, the low production quality. I'm lost right there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I agree. I absolutely agree. I mean, I always said that I really love two things from black metal. That are the fact that there's extreme music and it's melodic, which is something that influenced a lot. This style kind of influenced a lot our music as well. And another thing that they like is the entertaining part, which is like wearing stuff and setting up the stage in a more like theatrical way, let's say. And that's something that kind of, influenced us as well, So it's, let's say that I think that that there are some songs, some bands that I really love in black metal. I'm not a blackster at all. I've never been. But these are the aspects, the things that they really like the most in that genre. So the fact that it's melodic and the fact that it's extremely theatrical and it's cool, that influenced us a lot. This guy liked Frank Sinatra, which is a good thing, I think. I like Frank Sinatra.
The guy that likes Frank Sinatra?
Yeah. This guy, Joel Bateman. Good for you. I like Frank Sinatra as well.
Some good songs.
What's your favorite album artwork of all time? This question is made by Abby, that did your caricature as well. Abby is the girl that did the all caricatures and helped us with the flyer. Again, super quick promo. If you want to support Abby, you go to patreon.com/AbbyStabbyArt and you can support her. Okay. Let's go back to the question.
You look so skinny.
Yeah.
I was thanking Abby for making me look so skinny in the character.
Yeah. She's very gentle, and she helps us to look much better than how we are in reality. even me, it looks very very handsome and that caricature, much better than how I am in reality. What's your favorite album artwork of all time?
Favorite album artwork of all time? Man, I was like, when you first asked the question, I was like restricting it to the world of metal. And I was gonna say Blackwater Park. I know it's pretty, you know, it's just a feeling when you look at it. You're looking at, you know, this place, Blackwater Park, where you're gonna like listen to
awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to, you know, I'm gonna have to come back to it someday.
I really like that.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have like an all-time favorite for you? Like,
I know. I really love some artists that are doing stuff like, for example, Travis Smith, that did like a lot of stuff, like The Son of Perseverance, did a lot of Opeth stuff, and you know, yeah, he's great. And also Eliran Kantor did the great job on our artwork, and what he did for other bands is great. I really like the Last Eight Eternal that they did. And but from back in days, favorite, I don't know. It's very hard to. I need to think about it a little bit more. I will answer next in the next episode.
Like one of those questions that just makes, you know, hundreds of images start.
Unbelievable. Yeah, a lot of stuff, because also it pops in my mind a lot of albums that I really love, but the cover sucks. So it's I would go like, okay, I really love this one, and then you remember, oh, that cover was shitty, and I was like, yeah.
It's always weird when an album like puts out one, or there was a really great album cover or good artwork concept, and then another one comes out that's kind of like, it seems like they're intentionally trying to fly in the face of, you know, the idea from before, and you're like, but man, I gotta look at this now.
Yeah. I've seen.
You just hope the music inside's good.
Yeah. As long as, absolutely. There was a guy that I just skipped because the Facebook thing is skipping me the only last 4 comments. But I think I read that he bought tickets for your tour with Testament, and. Is there any update or stuff like that you want to give about that tour, if you can, if you have some stuff to, how this affected, for example, your touring cycle and everything? You released an album in the you know, during the lockdown. So how it's gonna be? Are you already rescheduling and postponing tour, or?
We're talking about ideas for next year, but I mean, stuff's been canceled. Like we were hoping to hit the States around September, October for a full run tour. That's just not going to be possible. Even if some places open up or say you can do certain types of shows, I don't think they've experimented enough with it to have a workable you know, structure for us to go out into. And then it would be too much patchwork, you know, like, okay, say this city's open and says it's safe, but not this one. That's like, you know, that stops you right there. You can't just, you know, drive. It's not economically feasible. And honestly, I don't think it'll be, you know, medically safe by then. There's no way, unless there's going to be a vaccine that comes out and everyone gets it, you know.
But so you're already discussing to do
bathrooms at a show, even if you're operating at 20% capacity. Like, how do you keep that safe? I don't see it.
Do you have any plan to do like?
We were hoping to come to Europe later this year, or we were hoping to come this summer. We had a bunch of festivals band. But as far as touring in the future, we're talking about stuff for 2021, but it's hard to say at this point because no one knows when this is actually going to be taken care of.
Yeah. I mean, like as I said at the beginning of the episode, we canceled yesterday, officially canceled the tours for 2020 in the United States. We are still checking what is going to happen, at least in some areas of Europe for the last part of the year, but we don't know yet. So actually, we keep the fingers crossed, but at the same time, I have the same concerns. I don't know if it's medically safe at all. And at the same time, we are already rebooking stuff for 2021 because I think it's smarter and it's also more realistic right now because, it's I think
you have to hope and you have to plan.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. I heard they have shut down all tours indefinitely till I have no clue when they will reopen. Yes, yeah, the doctor whisper, more or less, it's something like that. José Eduardo ask alguien que habla español por aquí. Unfortunately, we no habla español, but gracias por commenting and being with us. Mucho gracias. I don't know. My Spanish sucks. I suck in English. I have no clue with the.
Your English kicked my Italian's ass.
Yeah, but still, I try my best. I try my best. This is people are asking for caricatures. That's cool. Happy will be super happy about this. And I seen Hate Eternal and Black Dahlia in Kansas years ago.
It's possible.
Absolutely. Absolutely possible. Most beautiful country you ever visited?
Oof. Is Hong Kong a country?
Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Kinda country. It's not a country. It's like independent city, independent state, but there's still.
That's the place where my jaw was on the floor and just my eyes were wide open, looking up and all over.
Yeah,
that was gorgeous.
For me, I think that there are many places that I really loved. Japan is one of them. I really love to be in Japan. And I spent a month not touring, actually, but just sightseeing and going around in the west of United States. And it was amazing. I visited several national parks and canyons and deserts.
You do a lot of climbing, right?
Sorry?
You do a lot of climbing, right?
I do climbing, I do mountaineering, but there it was more like trekking, hiking, and those places are beautiful, marvelous. A lot of waterfalls, very cool. It was very cool. And we were driving, so we had time and opportunity to go around, wander a little bit. We spent a lot of time there, and maybe we did some stuff that is not commercial, and it was great. Very cool. Absolutely one of the best places I've been naturalistic wise, let's say. This guy asking if you plan to do streaming concerts or stuff like that.
There's been talk about maybe doing something like that. Just trying to figure out
how to do it,
the logistics of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, even if you know, to get the 5 of us together, that's like plane rides.
Oh, yeah.
And then to do a show like at all, you're talking about what, 10 or 5 to 10 people working it just to make everything work. So yeah, it's logistically it's something that's being talked about and just trying to figure it out. But safety comes first.
Okay. And saludos desde Argentina. Saludos. This guy, favorite country to tour in? You have a favorite country to tour in?
We actually got to do it together, and you mentioned it earlier, Japan.
Japan was incredible. Very weird.
The most fun.
Favorite new bands? If you have a new band coming that you really like.
I really have not had my ear to the ground at all. Is there something you've heard recently that's new that you could suggest?
There are some cool bands coming out that are, doing stuff, but in death metal, and it's too many. There's a lot of, sometimes you just go on tour and you find a brand new band that, the problem is that they are new for me, and I want to be offensive. Maybe they have like a long story, and I just avoid to answer to this question because I don't want to be, I really love this band, and then they have like 20 albums already, and I just
that's me.
Yeah,
when I find out about a new band, they've been new for about 8 years or something like that every time.
Yeah, okay.
I'm on a constant delay.
How much sushi can you eat in one session? Pretty much. I love sushi.
It's good stuff. I like to eat some sushi. I can't really go to town in one sitting. I can probably eat 4 rolls.
Have you ever had your pee-pee touched by a fan?
Pee-pee touched by a fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude's been grabbing me since 2003.
What's a pee-pee? Sorry. Is the penis?
It's your schwanz, your fucking, your tortellini, your penis.
Okay. Yeah. No, but sometimes I have people that are, hugging and caressing my boots. Have you ever happened that there's people that starting touching your shoes while you're playing?
Yeah, that's the weird shit. And I imagine as a singer now, you're experiencing more of it. Was it safer behind the drum kit?
Yeah, it was safer for this, but it was way worse for many other things. So I'd rather to be in the front and have people touching my feet.
Well, you have very good boots. I can see people inspired to touch them.
Absolutely. What do you guys think about Power Trip? Do you think they are one of the best modern thrash metal band? I don't know Power Trip very much, so I have no idea. But I think they are cool. I've seen them in many tours, so I think they are a cool band.
I like the music. I don't think they reinvented the wheel or anything, but like they make people go nuts. Their shows are awesome.
Okay. Super cool. Super cool. All right. So time flies. I told you were scared because you're not used to do this kind of interviews, but I told you time flies because it's totally wild and idiotic and completely improvised interview. So it's like a chat between old friends. It is what it is, and it's super awesome to be with you today.
It's fun to hang out with you too. And
all right.
This is cool.
Just the last couple of questions because we are always out of time. It's already 7:31, and so we are a little bit late. Old school band that you loved when you were a teenager?
Old school band that I loved when I was a teenager? I like Slayer. I still love Slayer.
Slayer, Morbid Angel, Sepultura. These are
all the weird chromatic. All the weird chromatic harmonized parts.
Okay, absolutely. Any alcohol before the shows? Just a sip to be, to be more four fingers to be more comfortable. So, okay, guys, another episode is gone. Slayer, another episode is gone. It's been a pleasure to be here with Niilo, and it's a pleasure to be here with you. Do you guys have an official merch store where people can buy stuff and
go to nightshift.com in the States and surrounding territories. You'll find our merch there, and then there's also in Europe, you can shop at empiricon.com, and we got stuff. So if you want to buy it, it's there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and it's again, it's the best way to support bands. I'm gonna do a little promo for FLESHGOD as well. If you want to buy stuff from FLESHGOD, we just released new pants, new t-shirt stuff, shorts. Just go to shop.fleshgodapocalypse.com and support us in the way you like the most, and all the everything you purchase, everything you do there is much appreciated. Thank you very much for support. Thank you very much for following us, and I have here all the stuff that they have to read. So thank you again for following us. Tag yourself with the hashtag Saturday Night Lockdown in it, and we're gonna repost all the pictures. Thank you very much for following us, commenting, supporting, waiting for us during the week, because right now we have like some people that follow us every week, which is great. Thank you, Nuclear Blast, for support and help. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Francesco Ferro, who is the director of the whole thing, as an essential part of the show. Even if you don't see him, is here all the time, and he runs all this incredible show. And I'm not announcing the next week guest, but it's gonna be super cool, and it's incredible that we are doing this since 2 months already. Unbelievable. Thank you very much. Again, if you want to support us, buy merchandise of all metal bands, and listen to metal, listen to music. And that's it. Stay safe. Even if the lockdown and restrictions are lifted, try to stay home and try to avoid try to respect social distancing as much as possible. Use masks, and the more, I know it's hard, but the more we do now, the better it's going to be in the future, and the sooner we're going to be back to normality. Thanks again. See you next week, 6 p.m. Central European Time, with the Saturday Night Lockdown. Thank you, Brian. Stay safe, everyone. Heavy metal, rock and roll. Ciao.